Have you ever wondered why just one moment of losing control can lead to a lifetime of regret? A harsh word, a spontaneous action, sometimes just for a second, but the consequences can last forever. Anger is an emotion that we all experience, but do you really know how to manage it? Or do you let it lead you into making poor decisions? The truth is, anger is not the enemy. It's a natural part of us, an important aspect of human emotions. However, if we don't learn how to manage it, anger can turn into a dangerous weapon, destroying relationships, careers, and even our mental health. Rash decisions, thoughtless words, and impulsive actions can lead to consequences we regret for a lifetime. And that's exactly why understanding and controlling anger becomes such an essential life skill. So, how can we transform anger into a positive force? That's exactly what we're going to explore in today's video. Let's dive into some simple but incredibly effective methods that will not only help you control your anger, but also improve your overall quality of life, making you calmer, more composed, and stronger in every situation. If you find these tips useful, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any future helpful videos. Share this video with anyone you think might benefit from learning how to control their emotions. And if you have any questions or experiences about managing anger, feel free to leave a comment below. I'm looking forward to hearing your thoughts. Let's begin this journey together and become a better version of ourselves. A proper understanding of anger. Anger is a natural emotion that everyone experiences, and it is not inherently bad or negative. It is a natural response of the body when we feel threatened, insulted, or when our needs and desires are unmet. Everyone, whether they have a calm or hot-tempered personality, will experience anger in certain situations. This is neither abnormal nor wrong. In fact, anger can be a protective response that helps us deal with stressful situations. However, the issue is not whether we get angry or not, but how we face and handle that emotion. How we manage our anger will determine its consequences. If we allow anger to control us, it can lead to impulsive actions like shouting, breaking things, or even hurting others. On the other hand, if we know how to control and transform our anger, we can use it as a driving force to address the situation positively without causing harm to ourselves or others. Real-life examples make this clear. A person who feels angry due to work might shout, break things, and release their anger through impulsive actions. However, these actions not only fail to solve the problem, but also leave them regretting their lack of control afterward. In contrast, another person might feel angry, but choose to walk or sit down to think things through. They understand that anger is not the enemy, but a feeling that needs to be dealt with intelligently. After calming down, they can make a wiser decision and communicate more calmly, maintaining a good relationship. Controlling anger and transforming it into a positive response is a process that anyone can learn. A question to ask ourselves is, when we get angry, do we realize that we are in control of our emotions, or are we being controlled by them? Have we tried any methods to control our anger and transform it into a positive reaction? Surely, each of us has had moments of anger over a minor issue. I remember once when I had to face a misunderstanding at work, I was very angry and wanted to lash out. However, instead of reacting immediately, I decided to take deep breaths and walk around the office to relax. After calming down, I realized the issue wasn't as serious as I had thought, and I could resolve it with a gentle conversation with my colleague. This action not only helped me maintain a good relationship with the other person, but also helped me avoid saying or doing things that could worsen the situation. Therefore, anger is not a bad thing, but how we handle that emotion is what truly matters. How we face and manage our anger can make a big difference in maintaining relationships and making the right decisions in stressful situations. Causes that make us easily angry. Anger doesn't arise out of nowhere. In many cases, it's not just triggered by a specific word or action in the moment, but is actually the result of deeper, accumulated factors over time. Understanding these root causes helps us manage our emotions more effectively, rather than letting them take control and lead to regrettable consequences. One of the most common reasons people become easily angered is lack of sleep, stress, and work pressure. When the body is exhausted, the brain struggles to regulate emotional responses. Small inconveniences, like someone's careless words or a situation not going our way, can easily become the last straw. In such moments, anger may simply be the body's way of crying out for rest and recovery. A toxic environment also plays a significant role. Living amidst pollution, noise, traffic jams, constant conflicts, or even an overload of negativity on social media can keep our minds in a state of ongoing tension. This negativity acts like an undercurrent, silently wearing down our emotional resilience. When stresses pile up, even a minor incident can cause us to snap. A deeper cause is unhealed emotional wounds. Many people carry scars from childhood, past relationships, injustice, or a persistent sense of being neglected or rejected. These wounds may lie dormant, but when someone unintentionally touches a sensitive pain point, through words, behavior, or situations, anger can erupt as a defense mechanism. Often, the person themselves doesn't fully understand why they reacted so strongly. Lastly, unrealistic expectations of others are fertile ground for anger to grow. When we expect others to behave the way we want, to understand us without explanation, and they fail to do so, disappointment can quickly turn into frustration. This is especially true in close relationships, family, friends, colleagues. The closer the relationship, the higher the expectation. And when those expectations aren't clearly communicated, they become heavy burdens that lead to conflict. By identifying the true causes, we come to understand that anger isn't random. It is the voice of unmet needs and unresolved issues within ourselves. So ask yourself, what has been making me angry lately? Is there something deeper behind this reaction? And have I really been taking care of my mental and emotional well-being? Effective ways to manage anger. 1. Recognize the early signs of anger. Anger never comes out of nowhere. It always leaves warning signs before it escalates. These may include a racing heartbeat, flushed face, clenched fists, or a general sense of restlessness. Being able to recognize these early signals is the first step in effectively managing your emotions. Once you notice anger is building, you have the power to pause before reacting. Even just a few seconds of stopping yourself can give you the space to choose a different response and avoid unnecessary consequences. 2. Deep breathing technique. Pause to regain control. Deep breathing is a simple yet powerful tool to calm your nervous system when emotions run high. You can practice this by inhaling for 4 seconds, holding your breath for 4 seconds, and exhaling for 6 seconds. Focusing on your breath helps you pause from the rising anger and brings your body back to balance. Rather than reacting impulsively, you'll find yourself calmer and more capable of making thoughtful decisions. 3. Shift your perspective. Reframe the situation. Often, what triggers our anger isn't the situation itself, but how we interpret it. A careless comment or an insensitive action may seem infuriating at first, but with a different perspective, it might not seem so serious. Asking yourself, will this still matter a week from now? Or shifting from, how could they do this to me, to, maybe they're going through something difficult, can significantly lower your emotional intensity. A different point of view leads to different feelings, and that's key to mastering your anger. 4. Move away or exit the situation. One of the simplest yet most effective ways to manage anger is to step away from the situation that's triggering you. When you feel like you're about to lose control, go for a walk, get some fresh air, or splash water on your face. Leaving the scene isn't avoiding the problem. It's creating space to calm down so you can return with a clearer mind. Sometimes, a change in environment is all it takes to shift your emotional state. 5. Journal your emotions or talk to someone you trust. Writing down what you're feeling, whether it's anger, hurt, or frustration, can help you better understand the root cause of your emotions. Journaling is a powerful form of self-reflection and emotional release. Alternatively, sharing your feelings with someone you trust can also be healing. Being heard often reduces the intensity of your anger and gives you an outside perspective. You're no longer holding it all in alone, and that alone can make a big difference. 6. Practice meditation or regular exercise. Many bouts of anger don't come from one single event, but from accumulated stress and pressure over time. Maintaining a habit of meditation or regular physical activity, like walking, yoga, or working out, helps you release tension and stabilize your mood. Meditation teaches you to observe your emotions without reacting to them, while exercise naturally boosts feel-good hormones that lower stress levels. When your mind and body are well cared for, you'll notice that you're much less reactive and better equipped to stay calm under pressure. Practice managing anger every day. Managing anger is not something you can master overnight. Just like building muscles at the gym, emotional control is a skill that requires daily practice. Emotions don't simply disappear on their own. They need to be observed, understood, and directed in healthy ways. Each day, you can treat anger management like a workout for your inner strength, patience, and calm. Start small, with everyday situations like waiting in line, receiving criticism, or being misunderstood. These are valuable opportunities to exercise your emotional muscles. Every time you stay calm in a minor situation, you are strengthening your ability to stay composed in more intense moments later on. Don't underestimate these small victories. They are the building blocks of real emotional resilience. Lastly, recognize your progress. When you successfully manage your anger without reacting impulsively, give yourself credit. You can write it down in a journal, mark it on a calendar, or reward yourself with something simple but meaningful. Acknowledging your growth not only helps you feel good about your effort, but also motivates you to keep building emotional discipline over time. Anger is not a bad thing. What truly matters is how we respond to it. When we learn to manage our anger, we are also learning to take control of ourselves, protect our relationships, and live a more peaceful and positive life in a world full of pressure. Emotional control doesn't happen overnight, but with small steps each day, you'll gradually become stronger and more resilient. Remember, you don't need to be perfect. Just choosing calm over anger in everyday situations is already a big win. If you found this content helpful, don't forget to like, share, and leave a comment. How have you overcome anger before? Or what topic would you like to see in the next video? The journey to emotional mastery isn't easy, but you're not alone. We can practice together, little by little, to live lighter and feel happier every single day.